What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we got to talk about the Joe Budden podcast and the reaction to their new co-host, Mona. Now, if you've been keeping up with the pod, you already know Joe has switched up his cast a few times. But this latest move has fans talking heavy. And honestly, a lot of them are not feeling Mona at all. Let's break down exactly why. Point 1. Unprepared and uninformed. First thing fans are pointing out is that Mona often comes across as unprepared or misinformed. The Joe Budden podcast built its reputation on deep hip-hop knowledge, strong cultural takes, and informed debates. So when someone joins the cast and doesn't have that same level of insight, it sticks out immediately. Listeners are saying it feels like she hasn't done the research or isn't ready for certain discussions. And on a show like this, that's a huge red flag. Point 2. Chemistry issues. Now let's talk about chemistry. One of the biggest strengths of the Joe Budden podcast has always been the back and forth between the hosts. We've seen different eras of the show, with Rory and Mal, with Ice and Ish, with Melissa Ford, and the one thing that made each version work was chemistry. Fans feel like Mona hasn't quite found her rhythm yet. Sometimes the timing is off, sometimes the energy feels forced, and instead of adding to the conversation, it feels like she's disrupting it. Point 3. Missing Melissa Ford. Another huge point fans keep bringing up is Melissa Ford. When Melissa was on the pod, she brought balance, maturity, and real industry experience. Her perspective felt valuable and added depth to the conversations. Many fans feel that replacing her with Mona was a downgrade, and they're openly saying Joe should bring Melissa back. It's gotten to the point where comment sections are filled with people calling for her return. Point 4. Distracting takes. And then there's the issue of Mona's actual takes. Listeners are saying that instead of deep dives or meaningful input, her comments sometimes come off as surface level, or even distracting. On a podcast that prides itself on sharp analysis, this is frustrating to longtime listeners who expect more. When you've got Joe, Ice, and Ish diving into details, and then you have a co-host who throws in something random or out of place, it throws off the vibe of the whole conversation. So at the end of the day, here's where fans stand. Some believe Mona just needs more time to adjust and find her voice on the show. But the majority? They're already calling for Joe to reconsider this move and bring Melissa Ford back. And knowing Joe Budden, he's definitely paying attention to what the fans are saying, because feedback has always played a big role in how this podcast evolves. What do you think? Does Mona just need time to grow into the role? Or is it time for Joe to make another change? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because this conversation is definitely heating up.